Hello, my dearest. Today is Sunday, July 10th, 2010, and it's our 6-month anniversary. Unfortunately, I am in a situation tonight, again, where I am unable to record this video. So I'm writing the script, and I'll have to record it tomorrow when it's a little less busy with the family. 6 months. It seems like it was just a couple weeks ago. I remember that day so clearly. The exact moment of when I became your baby girl. Would you care for a little snippet into my memory? I knew you'd say yes. Well, here you go. Winter 2010, January 10th. As much fun as it was talking to my new friend, it also felt very impersonal. I hadn't seen him for a year and a half. I had never heard his voice, and I had only been talking to him for 10 days. On January 10th, a multitude of things occurred. The first was that at 1:01 a.m., John Asback called me. I remember it very well. We had been texting, and we decided for him to call me, just so that we could actually talk to each other. I remember being very nervous thinking about it. When it did happen, when I looked down and I saw unavailable on my phone, calling me, I had to sit down. It took a minute to answer the call. I ran into the bathroom and I fixed my hair. I don't know why. Okay, it was 1 in the morning, give me a break. I cleared my throat and I pushed the send button, which is talk, on my phone. Hello? Oh my gosh, I remember thinking, he squeaked. In all seriousness, I did squeak. My voice was so nervous, and it was obvious. I was nervous. It was late. Hey, the complete opposite of what his voice was going to sound like was what it sounded like. I was really expecting a guy with a squeaky voice. A better squeaky than maybe what I just experienced. Maybe it was because I remembered him being tall and skinny. Or maybe it was because I knew he was homeschooled. Whatever the reason, it totally took me by surprise. We ended up talking a full 58 minutes and 42 seconds. It was a very long first conversation. And I don't remember a single word we said to each other. Which is extremely weird because I remember everything about us. Hence me relaying this memory. There are certain things I do remember about it, though. I remember being fascinated by the sound of his voice. It was beautiful. He had a very strong and confident voice, but in an approachable manner. It wasn't booming, but it was peaceful in a strong way. I remember being extremely disappointed when he told me that he hated having to get off the phone with me. That was a big hint for we should get off the phone, but I can't say goodnight yet. So that left me with a terrible position of having to do the job. The only way I was able to do it was to make him promise that we could do it again. Which we did. At 4:14 p.m. the next evening, which technically was the same day. When I saw that he was calling, I got really, really excited. I couldn't wait to talk to him. And talk to him I did. For a pure 149 minutes and 33 seconds. That evens out around to 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 33 seconds. During that time period, John Asback asked me to be his. Oh, but I wish it was that simple. Hey, will you go out with me? Sure. But nope, it wasn't. John called me and we talked for a little while. Again, I don't remember a single word of it. The thing that sticks out most in my memory of him was me being excited. I was hyper and talking a lot. I didn't really care if he found it annoying, probably because I wasn't really paying attention. I remember exactly the place I was when the memory of this day came back to me. I was in my apartment. My parents had given me an apartment that they had previously rented out because I wanted a space of my own. I was leaning on the windowsill in the front room of the apartment. It had been a beautiful winter's day. The streets were busy with the usual chaotic traffic that goes on around on the outside of my house. I was watching the cars go by and thinking about the people in them and their lives, what they did for a living, and how they ended up with the car they were driving, where they lived, where they were going, and where they were coming from. The sky was absolutely gorgeous. It was in the evening, and the sky was lit with the most beautiful sunset. Have you ever seen a sunset that was so beautiful, the lighting from the sun changed the color of the clouds? It was a sunset like that. And the clouds were the most majestic color of pink. They were different shades of pink: fuchsia, magenta, baby pink, all posted against the most beautiful colored blue sky. It was a beautiful ending scene for the day's performance. I love sunshine, almost an unhealthy amount, and this was totally capturing my attention. In my amazement and awe of the sky and my already hyperactive behavior, I may or may not have interrupted John a few times to burst out with a random statement. I also may or may not have been paying attention to what he was talking about. I did notice a sudden change in his mood and tone. I realized that something was going on. He was acting very snappy with me and somewhat impatient as well. Something was bothering him. I was curious to know what it was, but I wasn't brave enough to push it and find out. Finally, he did it. I have a question for you. Okay, I have an answer, I responded. Will you go out with me? I didn't know what to say. I was kind of taken by shock. He had just been rude and insensitive to my special moment. I wasn't sure if I was ready for this. We'd only been talking for 10 days. I hadn't seen his face in over a year. I had never seen him blink or hear him talk while watch his mouth move. I had never seen him smile at me or seen him laugh because of something I said. And he was just rude to me. I remember I kept thinking that. I panicked. I said in the most plain tone, "What?" He was obviously unashamed to show his impatientness, his nervousness. Will you go out with me? Like, will you be my girlfriend? Can I be your boyfriend? Can we date? His attitude was killing me. He was being so rude. I couldn't say yes. I couldn't. I opened my mouth. Before I said anything, I had one final thought. He's given up on love. He believes that he's going to be single for the rest of his life. You could change that, even if it's only for a little while. You could be his first girlfriend. That thought alone thrilled me. I had never been anyone's first girlfriend before. All of those final thoughts thrilled me. I could change his perspective on something that I'm so passionate about. Yes, I said strongly. We immediately changed our Facebook relationship statuses. I thought it was neat because we could have links. We thought it was neat because we could have links to each other's pages and on our pages so that it would be easy access. John threw himself into the relationship from the start, and I played along very well. Too well. There were many things going on inside of my heart that he had no way of knowing about, and he was left in the dark. Me leaving my partner behind ended up being a mistake, a very big mistake, because you never leave your partner behind.